Today, we are going to look at how you can create cinematic masterpieces using the brand new LiteChaser Pro kit. I'm talking about cinematic video motion blur that's going to leave people asking you one question. You shoot that on an iPhone, bro? So I purchased the LiteChaser Pro kit a few weeks ago. Now, being in the UK and with Polar Pro being over in the States, I was expecting maybe like a 2-month delivery, but I tell you what, mate, 4 days. I couldn't believe it. Absolutely pleased with the service I received from Polar Pro, because 4-day delivery from shipping from the US to the UK, wow. So I was looking for something that was lightweight, that will allow me to film professional looking footage on my iPhone, because you know what? I'm sick and tired of lugging around a big heavy DSLR camera, all the lenses in my backpack, and I'm just getting too old for all that. The LiteChaser Pro paired up with the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a match made in heaven. Look how compact this setup is. I can take this everywhere with me. I can capture whatever I want, whenever I want. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the LiteChaser Pro kit that I received, all the features, what you get. I'll also take you through some of my recommended camera settings using Filmic Pro. So before we get into the video, if you like the content, then please hit that like button. It's much appreciated. So here is some footage that I took using the LiteChaser and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Check it out.
Time goes fast, but yet so slow. I leave all thoughts, yeah, I let them go. 'Cause I'm here with you, and all I need is you. It's so easy to be us. We lock ourselves up from the world we're lost. It's so easy to be us. We lock ourselves up from the world we're lost. Lost in each other. Lost in each other. Lost in each other. I'm so lost in you.
So as I mentioned, I was blown away by the service I received and how quick I received the package from Polar Pro. I have to say that the unboxing experience was unbelievable. From the very first moment that I peeled back that tape, opened up the box, it was like heaven. The branding, the packaging, everything was spot on. I could tell straight away that I had ordered a quality piece of kit. I couldn't wait to get it out and start using it. Now, if you go onto the Polar Pro website, they have 2 kits available, but they also allow you to create your own custom package. Now, I chose the filmmaking kit, which was $149. They do have a director's kit, but that was like $100 more, and you know what, money's tight. What's great about the Polar Pro website is you can pick and choose. You don't have to go with the kit that they specify. You can just pick the things that you want in your kit. But the filmmaking kit comes with the case, the grip, and also you get a 3 to 5 stop VND filter. At the time of purchase, Polar Pro were also giving away a free CP filter worth $49, which, yeah, it's a nice touch. Nice touch. So let's talk about the case. So the case comes in 3 colors, but I chose black because, you know, black's my thing. I have to say that the case is unbelievable. The quality is amazing. It's MagSafe compatible, and also if I take this filter off, you can see here that they have bayonet connectors, so you can use this case with your existing moment lenses. So if you have a whole bunch of moment lenses, you can use it with this case. You don't have to carry around separate case and separate system. If you want to use the ND filter, but you want to use your moment lenses, you can do it all with the same case. I think it's important to note though, right? You can't use the filter with the lens. You can only use the moment lens or the filter directly onto the case. I think it's worth just clearing that up. But like I said, the case is made very, very well. Slipped onto the phone so easy. I was amazed at the quality. I would even just keep this case on my phone permanently. So, the grip. The grip is actually the game changer for me, because if you look at the case, you've got these indentations down the side. So your grip, you just push this button here, bang, and you can place that grip on any part of the case, however you want to hold it. If you're filming like this, or even vertical video or selfie mode. Now the grip comes with two 1/4 20 mounts, one at the top and one at the bottom. So you can extend it with mics and lights. You can even attach a tripod to it. There's lots of flexibility with this grip. Now when I was purchasing this on the website, I noticed that they had an optional extra Bluetooth shutter which screws into the top of your grip. At the time of purchase, I thought, you know what, I don't need that. I'm gonna be using the phone all the time, adjusting my settings, you know, so when I'm filming, I'm probably gonna be touching the screen. But you know what, in hindsight, I kind of wish I brought that Bluetooth shutter, because I think it would have been really useful being able to go one-handed and just click, click, take your photos, take your video. So definitely, next Polar Pro order, Bluetooth shutter is mine. So let's move on to the filters. So, like I said, case, grip. The film making kit comes with a 3 to 5 stop VND filter. Now, ND filters are great for reducing the amount of light that hits your camera sensor in your iPhone. And using the variable ND filter that you get with this kit, it will allow you to have full control over your shutter speed and maintain something called the 180-degree rule. Now, I'm not going to get into the technical science around the 180-degree rule, but simply put, if you practice the 180-degree rule, you'll be able to get natural cinematic motion blur on all of your videos to really get that cinematic look. To achieve this is simple. All you need to do is set your shutter speed to double the frame rate that you're shooting. So for example, if you're shooting 4K at 25 frames per second, you would set your shutter speed to 1/50. Again, if you're shooting 4K at 50 frames per second, you would set your shutter speed to 1/100. Simple! It's also worth noting that in order to really have that manual control over your footage, you need to be using a pro app like Filmic Pro or Pro Take. You're not going to get that kind of control with the standard iPhone app. The iPhone camera app is fantastic for convenience. You just load it up, press record, and you can shoot great footage. But the iPhone app is not going to give you that full manual control. It's going to try and automatically adjust all of those settings to get a correctly exposed shot for you. And this is going to lead to, you know, footage that might look overly sharp or choppy. You're not going to get that natural motion blur that you would get if you had full manual control over your camera using a ND filter. Now, the ND filter in the LiteChaser is so easy to use. It just clips in and clips out. I also found it very secure. It never popped out on me. So secure that, you know, I was happy to leave the filter on the case while I was shooting and stick it in my pocket. Whip it out, take the cover off, start shooting. It was just so convenient. And shooting with this was amazing. Keep in mind though that Polar Pro recommends that you don't use the ND filter with the ultra wide lens, as the ultra wide angle can introduce artifacts and affect the quality of your footage. Now, I did mention earlier that I got a free circular polarizer filter with this kit. The circular polarizer is going to help reduce reflections, glare, and that haze from your footage. So I spent some time filming with the LiteChaser on my iPhone. I used a professional app called Filmic Pro. Now I'm going to run through some of the settings I used when I filmed using this kit. This isn't going to be a full-blown Filmic Pro tutorial on all of the features. These are just the settings I used to film using the LiteChaser Pro filter kit. So here we go. First thing you need to do is set your desired resolution. Now I always choose the highest I can record in, 4K with 10-bit encoding. I like to shoot in 10-bit encoding because it increases the dynamic range and gives me better quality footage that I can color grade in post-production. Next, you want to choose your frame rate. I live in the power region, so 25 frames per second is what I would choose, and that's going to give me the best looking cinematic video. Next, you want to open your exposure settings by sliding in from the left. Set your ISO as low as possible. Then lock it. Taking advantage of the 180-degree rule as we talked about earlier, I'm going to set the shutter speed to double my frame rate, 1/50. I also like to keep image stabilization and activate the grid to help me with my composition. Next, you want to make sure you're using the standard wide lens for best results. Now you can see that the shot is overexposed with all those settings. You simply twist the VND filter until the image is correctly exposed. Make sure you're using the histogram graph to help you expose the shot correctly. You don't want to see any big spikes on either side of the graph. You want to try and get the levels spread across evenly. Lastly, make sure you lock your white balance to stop any temperature changes when you're shooting. Now it's worth noting here that Filmic Pro isn't a free app. You're gonna have to pay for it, but if you are serious about filmmaking with your iPhone, then you know what, mate? You just gotta splash the cash. Now guys, I know you're dying to head over to Polar Pro right now and get your order in, but before you go and do that, I wanna talk to you about techniques. It doesn't matter if you have the LiteChaser kit with the variable ND filter and the awesome iPhone 12 Pro Max. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be able to go out there and shoot cinematic footage like Peter McKinnon. Just ain't gonna happen, all right? You've got to learn the moves. Cinematic moves that are gonna give you that cinematic looking video. In that short sequence I showed you earlier, I was using all sorts of techniques to make sure my footage was stable, using techniques like panning and tilting and jib shots to make sure that my film was gonna look awesome. Keep in mind that it's not cheap. $149 is quite a lot of money, but just remember the quality of the kit. I mean, the grip feels solid, the case and the glass is high quality. I know you can get cheaper ND filters, you know, some of them that just clip onto your iPhone like that, but you're not going to get the same quality glass, which means the quality of your video, your footage isn't going to be the same. It's well worth investing in something that's going to give you high quality footage. Now obviously you're not going to get the same results as you would, you know, carrying around your big heavy DSLR camera, but just look how small it is. It's in my pocket. I'm just taking it around. I'm just whipping it out. I'm just shooting. Nothing can replace that kind of convenience. That's it guys. If you liked the video and you want to see more content like this, then please hit that subscribe button and I'll see you next time.